Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. Y'all, I have on my multifunctional headband so that I can protect my hair while I'm at work. I literally have less than 20 twists left because that's what I decided to do to my hair this time. It's literally like a whole bunch of twists. But y'all know how I leave out most of my edges or some edges or whatever. So that's what you're seeing right here. Some edges and things. Some of the, very crucial parts of the perimeter. Had to leave that out because, of the experience that I had back in the day. Anyway, that's not why we're here. Y'all, I'm at work. First of all, keep in mind, the time that it is right now is 4 o'clock p.m. The not so divorced married man is at work right now. I know he probably just about had a coronary. Let me let me tell y'all about that first, because I know I'm gonna forget, because y'all know how I do. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all about this, and then because I'm trying to go in order, and then I end up forgetting. So I'm at work, like I said, right? This is not a normal time that I'm at work, like ever. And I'm gonna get to why I'm here already. I've been here for the last 2 hours, so obviously I got here at 2 o'clock p.m. to start working. So I said, you know what? I'm in the middle of taking some tests and things at work or whatever, because I'm not really supposed to be here, but I am. But again, I'm gonna get into that. So I'm leaving out because I'm like, well, I know that some of the people have probably already gathered at the clock, so they can make sure that they clock in at the right time for their shift and all this other stuff, whatever. But I'm not gonna pay nobody no mind, because in my mind, my body was telling me it's time for you to go outside and take you a little break. I'm gonna take about 3-4 breaks because this is my half day. Again, for those of y'all who've been around for a while, y'all already gonna know where I'm going with this, but I will explain it even if you ain't picking up what I'm putting down. So anyway, I said to myself, I'm gonna go ahead and go outside because I wanted to do a video anyway to update y'all on what's going on, because I know I haven't said anything pretty much for a week. And I was going to say something this weekend, but since my hair wasn't finished, I said I'm not coming back on this camera until my hair is done. And it's 97% of the way done right now. Like, I look presentable considering. Y'all, I'm not going to be able to get my eyebrows waxed until Sunday or Monday. So probably Monday. So yeah, that's the only thing that's looking raggedy about me, so to speak. I'm still gonna keep doing my experimentation, and once I'm done with it, if anything has happened, even if ain't nothing happened with it, I'm gonna show y'all what I have been doing. So, whatever. I don't really think I needed it, but still. Anyway, so people are gathered at various clocks so they can make sure that they clock in on time, right? So this dude, he like, hey, Blunder, what you doing here? Da, 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 da. Like, he said, whenever that man see me, he says it all. He's the same. I'm laughing because I'm rehashing the moment where I was like, you know what? I'm here for you. This is the same guy who, when I told y'all I had to keep coming in early and I was working in the most hated department, and a lot of the time I was working with him, and the not so divorced man ended up getting over the radio, and he would call about different things that I was running upstairs that he as well was running downstairs because of what his position is. And he just came down there, he was like, I don't know why he do that. He just be calling people for no reason and da 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 da. Like, he went off. But every time this man sees me now, he sets it off on the left, right, front. I don't know why. I don't. To this day, I still don't know why. I don't know why this man be setting it off. But whenever he see me, he sets it all the way off. Like, and I'm like, you're like one of the few people who actually says my name correctly. Like, once you learned what it was and you actually said it out loud to get my attention so that I know you're talking to me, like, he says my name correctly. And I just be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, my name is not hard. My name is not hard anyway. So that's another thing that kind of trips me out. But he like he say my name loud. Everything be so loud, y'all. And look, then to add insult to injury, At least for the not so divorced man. The dude is fine. The man is fine. Like, his hair, everything, his skin, everything. He got a nice smile. Dude is fine. Physique is shot. So anyway, he just, caught me. He was like, "Hey, what you doing here?" He was like, what you doing? Like, he be peeping everything. I'd be like, "Sir." He was like, "What you doing here?" So I told him what I was doing there, which I told y'all I'm getting ready to tell y'all about that. I wonder if he gonna roll up. He's like, looking at this man. Let me stop. Okay, let me stop. Y'all understand. It's a lot of fine men where I work. But this one particular one, child, I think he fine and don't know he fine. But we ain't finna go into that. I ain't finna do nothing. I'm just observing. So anyway, then he drive an old school. It's the type of old school that I've been wanting all my life to. Y'all, wait a minute. Let me calm down. So anyway, y'all excuse me. Let me stop with the shenanigans. So anyway, the dude, making small talk, trying to figure out what I'm doing in there. And so I had told him, he was like, "Oh, look at you. You moving up in the world, huh?" I was like, "No, not really. I mean, but I guess if you think so." Child. Let me stop. Let me stop. Where the old school at? It must be somewhere else, because I know that's all he ever drive up in here is the old school. But anyway, so, we having a good old conversation and everything. So then I'm like, let me walk off from this man, because if I could blush, everybody probably think there's something going on anyway. Well, anybody that sees me talking to another man is always like, "Oh, I wonder if they screwing. Oh, I wonder if they got something going on." Like, I just be like, can't nobody that's halfway decent looking talk to me without somebody thinking something going on. I can't. So anyway, y'all, I walk out the door. I'm halfway out the door. Somebody else see me and start talking. Then somebody else see me start talking. So then I walk back in, because all the upper management and all that stuff, they at the door trying to greet people as they come in and all this other stuff, which in a few minutes I'm about to walk out because they're doing too much. Oh, she was killing time. I know that's right, because it's time for her to get off. So, it's a whole lot of fine new people, though, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sorry. It's a whole lot of fine new people, and somebody be looking at me too. I'm like, but child, oh, let me stop. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all was looking at what I was looking at, y'all would understand. Anyway, let me stop. Let me focus. So anyway, so I done went on about my business, and then I'm like, let me go back outside. Let me go do what I'm doing. So that's why I'm out here now. But let me start from the beginning now, because I hate to tell y'all about the foolishness that went on, because I know that old boy probably had a heart attack seeing somebody fine. Every time you see somebody fine, basically any man that look better than him, or he would deem to look better than him, he always have a heart attack, because when he was acting like he was single and ready to mingle, he would send me little messages like, "Oh, who is that? Oh, who is that guy?" And all this other stuff. "Oh, I see the little guy you talking to, the little guy." I ain't talking to nobody. You saw me take a picture with somebody. Now all of a sudden this is somebody that you think that I'm with. Get out of here. So anyway, I started training unexpectedly. I had to start training. Tell me why. I worked my normal shift. Came in on Tuesday, worked my normal shift, mind my business. So then I had a missed call. I'm looking like, okay, missed call, because I got to go to work. And so I drifted off to sleep, because I've been tired. I don't know why, but I've been tired. So I come home, go to sleep pretty quickly. I'm talking about I've been falling asleep when I'm in the middle of watching TV shows and all of that. Y'all don't want to know what I'm looking at right now. Anyway, and I just saw this woman's face. My friend tried to get me to look over in that woman's face the other day, the other week. And I'm like, girl, I don't care, because this woman's man be all in my face at work. And I'm like, I know that almost all of y'all have a woman, so I don't really pay y'all no mind like that. But child, this is a shame. I might tell y'all about this foolishness one day. But anyway, so I done got off work doing what I normally do, right? So then I fell asleep, and I fell asleep so fast that when I woke up hours later, I looked at my phone. I said, who called me? Didn't know that nobody called. And they had called like 2.5 hours after I got off work. And I'm looking like, oh, okay, 2.5, 3 hours after I got off work. So then I look at the name and I'm like, so remember I told y'all a while back that there was this woman who gave me her personal cell phone number for me to be able to talk to, call her about stuff. And usually like she valued my opinion and different insights as far as what was going on at work that could help us or whatever, right? Child, ended up being a situation where, why are these people so fine? Let me not even look no more. Lord, you better come. You better come through. Yes. So anyway, so I look up and it's her, and I'm looking like, what she called me for? Now, my friend did tell me that she would be reaching out to me, linking up with me. Normally, they try to catch you while you're at work to let you know, give you a heads up about whatever is going to change, whatever's going to go on. But he was like, well, you going to get, somebody going to end up calling you. Somebody going to end up, coming to you so that you can start training. And I'm saying to myself, child, I believe it when I see it, because usually they're supposed to come up to you to get that started, to talk to you and figure out how you want to go about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Child, do you think that happened? No, nothing happened. So I ain't think nothing of it. Well, that was her calling me, trying to talk to me and see if I'm, ready to start training. So I tried to tell her, I ended up calling her back, right? She didn't answer the phone, and I figured she was in meetings and all this other stuff, and so she was. So she called me back like maybe 30 minutes later and, was like, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you because, we heard that you were very, upset that we hadn't started training yet and you've been wanting to get it going. So da-da-da-da. And I told her, I was like, well, actually, the person that I spoke with when it came to the occurrences, what I said to him was that, yes, I work in a hostile work environment. Yes! Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It's a dude that I live for that work on my shift. I didn't know what he drove, but he coming now. I guess I don't know, but he rolling up now. This man, when I tell you this man is everything for real. But anyway, so it was just a situation where I was like, okay, let's get this going. What is it hidden for? So she was like, oh, well, we had a situation going on where we were told that you wanted to go ahead and get all this stuff going. And I was like, no, that's not what I said to him. What I said was that there were things that were going on that there go my partner, y'all. That's another thing I gotta tell y'all about eventually. But I was just like, okay, no, that's not what I said. What I said was that I'm working in a hostile environment because he ended up, like everybody else, always asking me, like I told y'all before, well, if you don't mind, who is the person that you've had these issues with that's making it hard for you to be able to do your job and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, and I told him who it was. So I was like, no, I was referring to me being able to have my new home department be where I literally am every single time. Not me having to basically, and I didn't tell him the last part, which was me having to be like, hey, let me go talk to my friend and tell her, hey, I don't know when they gonna send y'all the paperwork or send y'all emails or whatever, but I'm supposed to be in this department. And like she had worked all sorts of magic last week so that I could then be in that department all week. And I came in, I was so happy on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, unless it's not operational for some reason on one or two of those days, I'll be back there every day. I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna be in the new department. Cool. Well, then, like I said, I work Tuesday, and I'm about to go back to sleep for Wednesday, and I look at my phone, see I had a missed phone call. Here go the fine man right here walking out the door. I ain't got time for it. Ooh, let me not look at him. So anyway, I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. And so he's supposed to be at work. I wonder what he got going on. Please don't walk into my car and knock on the window. Please don't. Cause you fine. Don't do this. Oh, thank God. I think somebody got his attention before he could try to walk over here. Yep. So anyway, y'all, let me focus yet again. Y'all don't understand how fine this man is. So let me stop. So oh Lord, when he stopped shaving, I almost didn't recognize who he was. Lord, looking like Santa Claus, sir. I'm sorry. So I explained to her, no, I just wanted to be able to make sure that I am placed where I'm supposed to be every week, instead of me having to fight for my life trying to get back there, and other alternative ways of me doing that, which I didn't tell her about that. And so she did all of this to try to make it seem like, oh, we're giving you the option to, start training now if you need a little time, whatever. And I was like, oh no, I knew that the holiday was coming up, and I kind of wasn't comfortable, and I wanted to kind of hold off, because normally they take forever to try to get to you anyway for doing that. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready. Why did you make me waste my breath even saying that? When she came back and was like, well, I took you off the schedule. I already called over there and I already went up there, and I had you taken off the schedule for the rest of the week, working upstairs and doing my normal job, right? And that I can start either tomorrow morning, which was within 12 hours or less, or the following day, which would have been I could start Thursday or Friday. Excuse me, y'all. Whew. I've been trying to get that out all day. Ain't gonna lie to you. My bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh. So I was like, well, okay. Once I started realizing, oh, it's all about what y'all want to do, and I don't have a say so. I need my check, whatever. So I was like, yeah, we can go ahead and get it started, tomorrow. I'll be there in the morning. And so she explained the schedule. So, because I already knew that, I know for me, if you don't thoroughly explain it to me, I'm gonna be came in at a time that's completely different from what I'm supposed to come in. So right now my schedule is today, my half day, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 12-hour shifts, right? So I did 3 12-hour shifts in addition to my normal 8-hour shift prior to them coming out of nowhere for that. So I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. So I came in, they started the training. It was so last minute, the person that they had training me was like, I'm saying, I'm not mad, but normally I have like at least a week for me to get everything together. Like there's all kinds of paperwork and stuff I'm supposed to do. I have not done nothing. He's gone over like a small binder of stuff with me, dealing with certain safety and all this other stuff, but it really ain't nothing worth mentioning that I would really need back there. For the most part, it's like very few things, like, but not, it's not even gonna put a dent in what I need to know. So I was just like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. So still hasn't come up with the stuff. I don't know if he's gonna get it this week or whatever, but normally it's all kinds of packets and stuff we supposed to go through. Ain't done none of that, because again, it caught him off guard. So y'all, to make this long story short, I've been back there for a week. This is the start of my new week. This is the week where I'm starting everything, and everything is completely this department, and that's it that I'm doing. So it's been nice. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I went back there. I'm always nervous when I'm doing something that I'm not used to or whatever, and I didn't know how it was gonna go. It's been awesome. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was not really expecting to be all the way here for it, especially the way that I'm here for it. Considering when I first got here, I was planning on doing something that I was used to, or what I thought it was gonna be that I was used to. They ended up putting me somewhere else because they needed me where I currently work. Well, I didn't really care about it, but I was like, well, the check is going to be better than any of the other checks I've ever received, so I'm good. I've been back there, and day 2, he allowed me to do things and put things where my name would be on paperwork and all that stuff because he felt that confident in what I was doing. So he waited, and he was like, you know that there have been like 20 something other people who I've trained prior to you to do this job, and you have more than succeeded all of them. You have gone beyond anything that anybody else has been able to do in such a short amount of time. Keep in mind, this is day 2. This ain't even halfway through day 2, and this man has said it all. He done told the people who basically offered the job to me that he loves working with me and teaching me, and that I've been catching on really quickly. Y'all, it was to the point where it was either day 1 or day 2, something was happening, and he was somewhere else, and it was work related because he really believed in work. It was work related. He was somewhere else, and the other guy that was supposed to be over there with us, he had heard about it, and he was coming back there to straighten out the issue, but came in there and saw that I had caught the issue, and I thought that they was talking about me in some kind of negative way, right? That's not even what was going on. He was telling him, man, this was happening, and I came back here to try to catch it real quick, but she ended up catching it. Like, I was in there still actively, like, doing what I needed to do to try to straighten the situation up. Like, and so he came up to me and was like, yeah, so, because I was like, oh, here we go. I don't know, I just be thinking the worst. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, here we go. So he was like, yeah, a situation started happening and you ended up catching it. That's a great catch. I was like, oh, thank you. So, like, it threw me all the way off. And, like, he just kept coming up to me at random as the days progressed and kept adding things for me to do. And, like, as long as we were actually operational, my interest was piqued and I stayed engaged in what was going on. I thoroughly have been enjoying myself. There have been things that I've been paying close attention to. I'm just the type of person, first of all, I'm just the type of person that I learn as a visual learner. I'm a visual learner. You show me what I need to do, I can mimic what you're showing me. And as time goes on, I'm pretty sure I'll pick up on other things and figure out other things along the way that can make my life easier and fix stuff or whatever. So I was over there fixing stuff. I was doing all kinds of stuff, y'all. And he was just like amazed. And I was just like, oh, righty then. But he was just talking about how fast I caught on. And like, he hasn't had to keep repeating himself. And I'm like, look, if I need to ask a question because I didn't understand you, I'm going to ask. Like, I'm very inquisitive, because he said he would rather you ask questions than you to sit up there and mess up and keep on continuously messing up. And you're supposed to be learning and you're not, which a lot of people, like, he's just the type of person that he doesn't believe that certain people catch on as they should if they've worked in other departments, if they've done other things outside of what I've done. If you weren't a diligent worker doing what my job is, then he believes that it's kind of a lost cause, or it takes way too much time to train somebody like you. And that's really the only negative thing that he's ever said. Now, prior to me ever working with him, I kept being told that this is a terrible person. He don't know how to train people properly. And he always got an attitude. He this, he that. And I never got any of that from him. And I hope that I never do. We ended up hitting goals that they've never hit before. And they were just so excited and over the moon. I'm like, oh, okay, yay, you know, whatever. But I'm just thankful that everything has been going well so far. So the reason why I'm able to be outside right now is because I'm not necessarily, I don't have to be in there. I am gonna go in there, show my face, do some work and all the other stuff, but there's some different tests that I'm in the middle of doing. I'm almost finished doing those, so I'm gonna pop my head in there and see what they're doing or whatever. But you know, my area that I'm working in this week is not operational. Myself, my partner, and one other person who we don't know if he's going to come back, because he's doing the same thing I'm doing, except in a different area. So he's training too. So we're down 3 people. I see they got the side heifer name up there for 7 days a week assigned on, her 2 days off. Everybody has been assigned. I'm talking about the 12-hour people. Like, they are in desperate need because we're not there. And I'm like, I don't even care at this point, because when I tell y'all, it was a miracle that all of this came about when it did. The way it's gonna work out for me is I already was off for this holiday, which I ain't care nothing about it, because it's not like I was set to go somewhere and I was gonna celebrate and go do this and that and all of that or whatever, right? Oh, there go my buddy. Oh, I can't wait. I got to bother him. Is he late? What time? I think he's late. He looked at my face and didn't even realize he looked at me. I think he's late. Unless he moved his car. He keep looking in my face and then not realizing he's looking at me. He must have moved. But anyway, until he get out of his car, I ain't gonna address him no more. So anyway, but yeah, y'all, it's been a great experience. Like, I have been really enjoying myself. I have not, like, really lived for something like that. Like, excitement building up and all that from doing anything at this place until I started doing this job. So now it kind of pisses me off that they setting it off on the left, right, front, and back. So it's like, oh, all these things are going on. Oh, look at what you're doing. Oh, look at this. This man is dying. He doing me like this. He can't stand me, y'all. He can, but he just be acting like he be done with me. But anyway, that was so funny. Y'all don't be I be wishing y'all can see these people. They be really they just be getting their life. But anyway, but yeah, I have not enjoyed anything that I've done since I've moved away from home outside of social work. Like, I have not thoroughly, like, I really enjoy doing what I do back there. It is crazy. I am still looking for employment elsewhere, social work wise, but the things that they have out there right now, I don't know if I am ready to get back into that, because all of them, whether it's the foster care side, the adult protective services side, or the child protective services and or investigative side of it all, it's all going to require me going out into the houses, going out to people's houses, going to court, going to doctor's appointments. It's going to be everything that I did before when I was back home. There was one job out there in particular that was like a job that I did for 6 months as a social worker, where I had to do in-home intensive treatment for people as a social worker, still doing the same things I was doing before. Had to keep literally going to people's houses. Not sure if I'm up for that. Then part of it is because I haven't done it in so long. Another part of it is because of all this stuff they got going on in China, and y'all know what happened a couple of years ago. That's definitely not what I'm trying to do. Now, part of me is like, maybe I should get in on that, because they're going to have to pay me and I ain't going to have to leave the house. But I don't know. I just wish that if something was to happen again, they would do us like they did Canada. They paid them people $2,000 and some per adult, I think. A week, a month, whatever it was. And I was just like, okay. And then, like, I wish that we had been one of the states where here in the United States, they would have been like, all right, so what we're going to do is y'all ain't got to pay y'all rent. Oh, that would have definitely helped me out, even though I was still going out and doing things. Who is this? I'm finna ask him if we still got work going on. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I'm about to go in here and look like I'm doing some work. I don't know, but whatever. I will update y'all later on this week. I'll see y'all later on. Y'all see my protective gear and things on. Not for real, but anyway. I'll see y'all later. Bye.